we looking at ESPN 25 under 25 list. I really hate putting numbers next to people. You know what I mean? But you
Mhm.
always, you got to rank. You got Wemby at one, top five Wemby, Anthony Edwards, Paolo, Franz Wagner, Chet Holmgren. And then after that, Tyrese Haliburton, Maxey, Evan Mobley, Jalen Williams, and Sagoon. That's the top 10. Out of the top 10 is Scotty Barnes, LaMelo, Cade Cunningham, Zion, Brandon Miller, ahead of Zion, uh, Jalen
Darius
Slut,
Garland.
yeah, Darius Garland. Um, I mean, obviously the order is wrong, but a lot of
For
times,
sure.
people are just judging off talent and not off of what the actual work they putting in. You know what I mean?
1000%. I hate these lists.
Yeah, I was
I
gonna
hate
say
these
that.
lists.
Yeah, I hate the
Um,
list, dude.
I hate these lists with a passion because, okay, so Dyson Daniels is having a pretty good season, really good season with Atlanta. Just 2 months ago, no one believed in Dyson Daniels. Now he's 23 on the list.
Yeah.
No
Right.
Cam Thomas. That's a notable.
That's crazy.
That's a notable one that's
That is a
been left
very
off.
notable one.
What justifies Tyrese Haliburton being in front of Jalen Williams? Because don't get me wrong, I think Tyrese Haliburton is a very good player. I think he's obviously an all-star. I think Tyrese Haliburton, Olympic gold medalist, Tyrese Haliburton doing it, he putting it together.
Why isn't he
But
higher?
when I look at, he is higher than Jalen Williams. But when I look at, when you say ESPN 25 under 25, I think Jalen Williams has more upside. Jalen Williams is 6'9", can pass the ball, can shoot the ball, can get to the cup. 2 weeks ago, played center for 2 weeks, and then switches to point guard.
Yeah,
and
he's sick.
When I look at stuff like this, I'm just like, but who validates that? Because yes, Tyrese has done more, right? But Jalen Williams, I think the upside of Jalen Williams is, by the way, not just Tyrese Haliburton. I think the upside of Jalen Williams is higher than a lot of people on this list.
A lot of people on the list.
Like, it ain't just Tyrese Haliburton. I'm just saying, for instance.
Think about Tyrese Haliburton. All-star.
For sure.
Olympic gold medalist, and he's
for
7.
Sure.
He's 7. So if based on accomplishments,
right?
If I'm Tyrese,
it clearly ain't based off that.
Yeah, if I'm Tyrese, I'm like, yo, this makes no sense. Why am I 7?
Exactly.
When you look at my resume versus everybody else under 25, I got the resume. Wemby, Anthony Edwards, Paolo, I can get with them.
Cool.
But I am also upset that how is LaMelo Ball not number 1?
Who's also an all-star?
He should be number 2. If they say, okay, Wemby is he has the next opportunity to be the most phenomenal. LaMelo Ball, I'm biased, bro, but nobody is fucking with LaMelo Ball. You hear me?
I know you biased.
No,
I know you biased.
Hey, there's Steph. You know what I mean? And then when LaMelo came, oh man, LaMelo Ball.
I know you biased. Hey, by the way, I love Melo game. I love Melo game. But BD, don't get off track. This list, bro. Like, it's just not justified by anything. Okay, so instance, if we're going to say resume, right, with Tyrese, which again, I'm a big Tyrese fan, so I'm not taking anything from Tyrese. I don't want it to come off that way. But if you're taking resume into account, Darius Garland is also an all-star.
He also all-star.
Zion Williamson was also an all-star.
Yep.
So you can't necessarily be taking in like the resumes into account because there's non-all-stars higher than all-stars.
Bingo.
And so I hate these lists because
there is no basis for it. Right? There's
like what's the criteria?
What is the criteria? Shout out to the Iceman, George Gervin. I asked him about Hall of Famers every All-Star weekend, and you know what his response is? What is the criteria?
What is the criteria?
So we have to start having some type of criteria, or else this list don't make no goddamn sense at all.
It just don't. So
I mean, Jalen Johnson having a hell of a year, but he won behind Zion. Like Zion is Zion, bro. Like, what are you guys talking about? Like, what is it based on?
And then this list comes from ESPN, right? Here's where it gets too contradictory for me. This list comes from ESPN. They say Zion's the 16th best, 25 under 25. And I just watched on ESPN last week, Tim McMahon said Zion should be cut. He said Zion's contract
hey, bro, I heard
is drawn up so that he is cuttable. He could be released. And then ESPN.
And everybody in the league gonna want him. What are you talking about?
But aside from everybody else in the league want him, the very publication that just has someone from their core group of people that cover this sport just has someone up there that said this man should be cut. That same publication then puts him as the 16th best, 25 under 25. What is the validate? Like I hate these lists. They are so stupid, man.
It's just like you just picking names out of a hat, or are you just asking people around the office, like, who are your favorite players? It's almost like, who are your favorite players? That's what it looks like.
1,000%.
Who are your favorite players? Rank your favorite players 1 through 25. But like, not to throw no jabs at ESPN, but god damn, man, they've been doing it for a long time. But as you get, as we get more into this next gen, this new generation, we got to have some validation metrics, or they have to reveal who are the people deciding on this vote. But it's good for debate, though. Because they're off. They're way off. They're way off. They're way off. We ain't gonna argue with you, ESPN. We just gonna argue about the list. How about that? And LaMelo Ball is 12.
No,
LaMelo Ball is the swag. He is the swag. He is who on there got game swag? Wemby, okay. Who on there got game swag, bro?
Ant-Man.
Not like LaMelo.
Ant-Man different. Come on now.
Man, Ant-Man. I love
Ant-Man different.
He is different. But I think Ant-Man going in the wrong direction, bro.
You think? Explain that.
He's not making Minnesota exciting to watch. He don't drive to the hole enough. We still love him because he's talented.
But you don't think he's taking that next step?
No. I think he's taking steps. And like, he improving his game. He ain't took the leap.
Mm-hmm.
He don't need to be taking no goddamn steps. He need to go jump out there, do more. I just want to see him do more. Right? Because when I go watch Minnesota, it's like, yeah, he balling, right? But you're not you got to be the reason why you win every game.
Yeah.
You got to be the reason why every game is won. It's got to be fear when Ant-Man walk in the building, and it's got to be a mystique like, oh, he going to dunk on somebody, we going to see some shit, or we're going to see this, like, incredible performance. How old is Ja Morant, by the way?
Ja Morant is now over 25, if I'm not mistaken.
Ja Morant got that shit. You
this
feel
is
what I'm
25,
saying?
under 25, so I think Ja could be 25.
But he probably turned the city.
But I would have loved to see where they would have put Ja on this list.
Yeah,
I would have loved to see that. I think they should have had 25-year-olds still on the list, but I get it.
I do too. I want to see Ant make that next step. You know who I do like? Franz Wagner.
Franz Wagner's a problem.
Hey, dog, he is a problem. I ain't seen nobody be. He's a mismatch problem. He's the ultimate mismatch. Like, I was watching him work, boy. That boy works. You know what I mean? He worked.
Mm-hmm.
He worked. He
For
can
sure.
score. He's a scorer. He's gonna be one of those dudes who wind up with 15,000 points, 20,000 points. He just know how to find a good bucket. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for
He
sure.
knows how to find himself a good bucket. Shout out to him. Obviously Jalen Johnson, I know Jalen Williams, but the Cam Thomas stuff, man. I think Cam Thomas should have been on this list.
I agree.